Hey guys, today I just wanted to do a quick video on how to open up your watch and do maintenance or change a battery, that kind of stuff. Or in the case of this Swiss Legend Neptune here, clean the crystal. If you look at my videos for the Neptune, I have two separate Neptunes. In both cases, they had a smudged crystal. On the inside there was some hazing, and there was actually like literally a thumbprint on the inside of the crystal. You can check out those reviews if you want to see more about that. But anyway, I'm just going to show you guys. A viewer mentioned that some advice on how to open the case and all that would be appreciated. So I'm going to do a quick video and show you guys how to do that. First of all, different watches have different kinds of case backs. They're opened different ways. There's three main types. This is a screw down case back, so it actually screws on, like a screw. Yeah, screws like a, yeah. Anyway, another common type, usually on budget watches, this is definitely a budget watch, you can see, is just a friction case back. I'm not sure what the actual term is, but anyway, it doesn't screw down, it's just held in there by a tight fit, so it just literally pops off, and just is pressed back down on. And the third type is the screw-on case back, where it's got actually has physical screws that hold the case back onto the back of the watch case. Which, depending on which kind you have, you can use different tools. For a screw-on case back, or held on by screws, you'll just use a screwdriver and you undo it. That's it. For this kind of case back, the friction case back, you use a tool like this. And let me show you real quick up here. I've got some tools that I got all in a watch repair kit that I bought off of eBay for like, I don't know, I think it was like $5 shipped. So if you're going to be working on your own watches, I recommend getting a kit like that, and it's well worth the money because you'll make more than that back after you change like one watch battery compared to getting it done at a jeweler. Anyway, let's look at the friction case back first. Sorry. For this kind of case back, you can use a tool like this. This is basically just a dull edge but thin edge that helps you get underneath the lip here. On the case back, you'll see it's just flat, but somewhere along the case back, where's it at on this one? Okay, it's in a bad spot. It's right here on the edge. Let me see if I can get a picture of it. There, see that? It's got a little lip right there. That's what you're trying to get at. So let me see if I can do it on camera here. I might not be able to. Okay, I can't get that. I can't get it on this one. It's a little bit in an awkward spot. Anyway, there you go. There you go. It just pops off like that. See, and now this just sits there like that. Man, this watch is cheap. Anyway, so to put it back on, this type of case back, you just put it in place, and should just snap right back on. Should get a little pop usually. Anyway. So that's how you do that kind of case back. Let's move on to the screw down case back on the Neptune here. This is the one that they asked about. For this kind of case back, if you don't have any tools, you can use like a fine tip needle nose plier or even scissors if you're really brave. I do not recommend that because you could very likely end up stabbing yourself in the hand. What I use here is a case wrench. I'm not sure exactly what this is called, but basically it's got two finish points. And this here, you unscrew this, and it's adjustable for width, so you can match it to different cases. This is part of that kit that I was talking about on eBay as well. So you can see here, you just put it in the notch and match it up with the other notch here on the opposite side. Then tighten it down. Oh, this is hard to do on camera. Hold on. There we go. Okay, and you just hold it firmly in your hand. And you should be able, maybe, there you go, to unscrew it. Once it gets loosened up, it comes off pretty easy, just unscrewing with your thumbs or whatever. So there, now it's loose, should just pop right off. There you go. Look at that. Swiss Watch International, China, 2011. Cool. So that's a screw down case back. From this point on, since this is all your, guts, your electronics and all that, I would personally recommend putting on some gloves. So I'm just going to do that real quick here. while I'm talking. The Neptune uses a quartz movement, at least this sample does. Depending on which type you're using, which watch you have, you may have an automatic or a quartz. Automatics are a bit more sensitive, so then I would definitely be using gloves and being careful with what you're doing. So once you got the case back open, the next step is to take the crown off. The crown is connected through the case. You can see that little stem right there. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Okay, this is a screw down crown, so you want to unscrew it like so. And every movement is different, but on this one right there is where you need to get to. Okay, I'm going to put this down here. I'm going to use this tool here. This is another tool in that watch kit that I was talking about. This is just basically a fine little pin. That's all it is, with a dull point. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in that hole, press down gently, and the crown should pop right out. There you go. Let me zoom out just a little. So now you can see here I've got my crown and stem. This is how you control the watch. That's what it actually looks like inside. Pretty interesting, right? It's got just some little edges there. Anyway, moving on, just put that aside. So now we've got just the movement sitting here. You got the metal movement, and then this one has a plastic retaining ring. So what you're going to do is just loosen that retaining ring a little bit with some tweezers or something. It's just stuck in place by friction. So once you get that loose, now the whole thing should be loose. And it should this should pop out. Let's get that ring. Alright. There you go. Now we've just got the loose movement and the dial. So I'm going to go ahead and just invert this, flip it over. And you can see the movement drops right out. So here's my movement. On this Neptune here, you can see the dial and all that. Nice and clean, nice and glossy. Nothing wrong there. So I'm going to go ahead and place this to the side. And here is my crystal. You can see there, yeah, definitely smudged up. Anyway, kind of weird looking at a watch case with nothing in it, huh? So, to clean the crystal, you can use something like some optic cleaner, you know, or rubbing alcohol or whatever. And you just want to get it clean. I'm going to use a microfiber cloth here that I have. You can use that, or they make like lens cleaning cloths, that kind of stuff. Just something non-abrasive. And you're just going to clean the inside. I'm not going to really pay attention to how clean it is right now. The point of this video is just to show you how, not to get it clean necessarily. I can take care of that later. So, you know, get like a bright light, like a flashlight or something, and just check and make sure that you've got it nice and clean. Once it's all clean, which I know it isn't in this video, but anyway, you're going to start putting it back together. Take your movement and dial. I'm going to hold it from the back here. The crown on this one is at 4 o'clock, so I'm going to match it up to the case, 4 o'clock, and of course 12 o'clock goes straight up. So I'm going to go ahead and carefully place it back into place. Oop. There we go. Okay. Invert this. Let's get this back into place, the retaining ring. Okay. Looks about right. And it should just seat right in place like that. Put your crown back in. This should be very easy. If you're having resistance, don't try to force it. There's a little pop, and now it's back in place. And you can see we're going to flip it over. It's working good. It's adjusting time just fine. Alright. And you're ready to put your case back on. So just put that in place. It's a good idea to change your O-ring out if you're doing this and you have, you know, an O-ring available. I'm not going to because I'm just not worried about it for the price of this watch. But I have already done this before when I cleaned out the crystal previously. And I took it to the bottom of a pool, you know, what, 6.5 feet deep or so. Well, and swam around and all that. No problems, no water leakage. So it was sealed just fine. You're going to take your wrench and just give it a little, just a little bit of torque. Just tighten it a little bit tighter than finger tight. Should have a firm seal. And again, for water resistance, if you got a screw down crown, you got to screw that crown in or you have 0 water resistance. So there you go. That is how you clean the crystal, change the battery, anything on the inside of the case. That's how you do it. This is the Swiss Legend Neptune 48mm black on black. You can see my review of that in the description as well. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope that helped. Keep an eye out for more videos. Have a good day.